Hi friends, happy Thursday. Welcome back to our Read Aloud for today. Today, during our Read Aloud, we're going to be thinking about the order that our story takes place. What do we call the order of something? Another name for putting something in order is called sequencing. So our learning target while we're reading our mini lesson is being able to sequence the order of our story and to know what it means to sequence. So let's sing our sequencing song to help us remember that. Sequencing, sequencing is putting things in order, putting things in order. First, next, then last. First, next, then last. Sequencing, sequencing. Great job. So today we're going to read another If You Give Us story. So this story today is also written by Laura Numeroff and illustrated by Felicia Bond. You're going to see a lot of similar ideas taking place in our story that just like when we read If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, but this story is about a character about a moose. So this is If You Give a Moose a Muffin. Moose and muffin both start with what letter? M. Very good. Here's our title page. If you give a moose a muffin. Ooh, look, you can see a little cottage, and the moose is smelling something coming out of the cottage. I wonder what he's smelling. Oh, look, he got closer. If you give a moose a muffin, he'll want some jam to go with it. So you'll bring out some of your mother's homemade blackberry jam. When he's finished eating the muffin, he'll want another. And another. Ooh, he's a big moose. I bet he has a lot of room to store it. And even another. When they're all gone, he'll ask you to make some more. You'll have to go to the store to get some muffin mix. He'll want to go with you. When he opens the door and feels how chilly it is, he'll ask to borrow a sweater. Oh, the book's falling apart. There we go. When he puts the sweater on, he'll notice one of the buttons is loose. He'll ask for a needle and thread. He'll start sewing. The button will remind him of the puppets his grandmother used to make. So he'll ask for some old socks. Ooh, have you ever made sock puppets before? He'll make some sock puppets. When they're done, he'll want to put on a puppet show. Look at the sock puppets he made. He made the mouse and himself, the moose. He'll need some cardboard and paints. Then he'll ask you to help make the scenery. When the scenery's finished, he'll get behind the couch, but his big antlers will stick out. So the scenery is what? The setting of this story, right? With his puppet show. Look at him back there with his antlers. So he'll ask for something to cover them up. He wants to be able to hide himself so that people are only watching the puppets. You'll bring him a sheet from your bed. When he sees the sheet, he'll remember he wants to be a ghost for Halloween. He'll try it on and shout, "Boo!" It'll scare him so much that he'll knock over the paints. He's scared himself. Look. So he'll use the sheet to clean up the mess. Then he'll ask for some soap to wash it out. He'll probably want to hang the sheet up to dry. He'll go outside to put it on the clothesline, but when he's out in the yard, He'll see your mother's blackberry bushes. Uh-oh, what do you think the blackberry bushes are going to remind him of? Maybe some jam that he's had before. Let's see. Seeing the blackberries will remind him of her jam. He'll probably ask you for some. So look at him popping his head back in like, I want some. And chances are, if you give him the jam, what do you think he's going to want to go with it? He'll want a muffin to go with it. What a great story, friends. So just like our mouse story of if you give a mouse a cookie, this story is about an animal character who wants food, right? And he wants a muffin. And after he asks for the muffin, then he asks for more, and it reminds him of other things that he's done before. He's making connections and drawing on his schema. What did he end up making out of socks? Sock puppets, right? And then after he made the sock puppets, what did he decide to do? Have a puppet show. But when he was doing his puppet show, what could you see behind the couch? His antlers. So what did he put on his head? A sheet. But he scared himself so much, and then he ended up falling into what? The paint. And then he needed to wash the sheets and then dry them. And while he was outside hanging the sheets up, what did he see? Blackberry bushes, right? Which reminded him of the jam he had with his muffin. So great job sequencing that story today and thinking about the order that the events took place with our moose. Tomorrow we will read a story called If You Give a Pig a Party. So I will see you guys tomorrow for our last read aloud of the week.